big welcome to you all. It's fabulous to have a really nice turnout for a terrible, terrible day. It could be worse though. So I'd like to especially welcome our VIP guests today. The Mayor of Mackenzie, Claire Barlow, Reverend Andrew McDonald, thank you very much for coming today. Our patron, Burkes Pass Heritage Trust patron, David Reynolds, responsible for encouraging people like myself to get off their chuffs and do things. I'd also like to welcome here today Maury and Liz Angelo. Maury being a long-time ex-resident just next door, personally responsible for saving at least 2 of the significant buildings along this heritage walk. The walking track, or the heritage walk, has solved 2 problems. One of which is the safe walking, and the other is highlighting the largely unknown heritage of Burkes Pass. This little building here, the Muster's Hut, came about as part of that walk. It was a disused bus shelter. It contains a lot of genuine relics from the Burkes Pass area. Max coordinated the building of this little shelter. 10 years ago, the Tekapo Lions donated a day of labour to help construct this heritage walk. A heck of a day's work, putting in the little bridges that enable us to walk from one end to the other. I think that it's quite possible that all of you have in some way contributed to this heritage walk. Whether it's from ideas, sharing photos, information, or just coming here today to help us celebrate. It's fantastic. It really belongs to all of us. The information panels just are a little glimpse of the material that we have.
Start with a prayer. Creator God, you are the source and wellspring of life. Now we thank you for the high country, for the wild places, for the farms, the homes and the communities that we have built. We thank you for those who have gone before us and for the heritage of Burkes Pass. And now we ask your blessing upon this walkway. In the name of God, the Creator, the Redeemer and the life-giving Spirit. Amen.
Another guest of honour here. This is our little collie called Sally. So for some of the children who may visit, sometimes old photographs aren't all that interesting. So we have a little finding game for Sally. Now there are several Sallys sort of within the vicinity of the township, but she's actually spread right along the walk almost as far as Anna's cottage. So there's a little brochure rack there which gives you a few clues as to where Sally may be found, and depending on how good you are at finding Sally, if you turn over the page there's an appropriate reward. I'd like to invite Claire and Maury. He could come and be the gentleman that he is and assist Claire. First I'd like to open the Muster's Hut and then we'll open the walk.
I'd like to say thank you to these 2 and give these to Jane.
Oh, goodness.
I'm sorry, we tried to find a broom bush and a gorse bush and a rose that bush. And Graham, you stay in the background and do a hell of a lot of work, so I'd like you to accept that. Thank you.
Max is the one that does all the work. He's never missed a work party, and he's been about several extra ones. So he's the hero around here. Good man, Max.
After the cutting of the ribbon, I'd like Max to follow John and lead the rest of us through, because this walk really owes a lot to him.
Thank you to you and Graham and to all the helpers. I can't take any credit, but I really appreciate on behalf of the Mackenzie District what you have done for this district. Thank you very much.
But there's one story which I think indicates the comradeship of Burkes Pass, and that was we never had a telephone on in that house for 40 years. And what happened was that the poor old publican over here had to run over and give me messages. That he decided we'd put a telephone line across the pub and use a couple of, and of course in those days we used to have the postal telegraph lads arrive there, and of course a lot of wire and telephones fell off the back of their truck just at Burkes Pass. So we in fact ran the wire, but we didn't know how to cross the road. We knew there was a pipeline ran through there and there's a culvert down there, but how to get it through a culvert? Well, we're at Burkes Pass. You tie it around the dog's collar, go to the other side and whistle, and the dog comes through, wire and all. So we actually ran the wire into that house and into the pub. And it was a saving grace for the public coming over. It was also good when we had dinner parties at the house, was I could ring up and say, I'd like some drambuie and after dinner drinks please, and I'd give them a list of drinks. He'd have them ready for me over there, and everybody thought I had a wonderful cellar.
Oh, great! And I must tell you where the ribbons came from. They're off her wedding dress.
That's the real sound.
Wonderful.